All right, Godzilla X Kong, the new Empire Playmates Hall number 4. Life, baby. What do we got here? Finally, Shimo with Frostbite Blast. Can't believe it was in stores. Target is so strange, man. One day all they got is Godzilla and Kong, and then the next day they have everything else. Finally got my Shimo, so the 6-inch Playmate set that I have is now complete. And then we have Titan Evolution Godzilla, baby. Rubber Goji. I've been wanting Rubber Goji too. I wasn't gonna get him online though. I was just hoping one day he would be in a store, and today that he was. And of course you got the Godzilla X Kong color scheme going on here. These Playmates boxes are done quite nice. You got pictures of Godzilla and Kong. You got all the pinks and the purples and blues. You have the pink crystals. Over here it shows you to peel the skin to reveal Godzilla evolved underneath. You know, you could look into it right here on the front. Peel here to reveal. I don't know if I'm going to be doing that or not yet. I think enough reviewers removed him from it. Maybe I'll just review the figure without removing him. I heard that it's kind of hard to get him back in. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see as I go along. I'm just going to show you the box. Of course, it's got the standard Godzilla X Kong, the new Empire write-up right there. I'm not going to read it again. I've read it before. So, fully articulated and posable with a nice picture of the figure with the Frostbite Blast. Of course, it's got collect them all with the rest of the 6-inch set on the bottom. And it's got Shimo with Frostbite Blast. This I'll read. A legendary ice titan, baby, with unstoppable world-ending powers. Shimo faces Godzilla and Kong with a devastating Frostbite Blast that could freeze opponents in battle. That it can, and did. And then we have the Titan Evolution Godzilla, same write-up here. There is no write-up on Godzilla, but it shows you how to peel the skin back to reveal evolved Godzilla underneath. So like it says, it really is 2 figures in one. All right, let's get these both out of the box and talk about them. By the way, this Vietnam vet close to where I work with gave me this really cool, beautiful knife the other day. So it's sharp as hell. This is what I'm going to be using to open up packages for Gojis from now on. So shout out to him, man. This is really nice and I appreciate it very much. Here I'll give you a look at the 2 of them together, and then I'll give you an individual review of each figure. So, you know, these 2 are kind of hard to come by around my way, you know. And Target is very strange and very limited in what they have. You know, today was just a day where they actually had pretty good stock of a bunch of stuff, you know. They had giant Godzilla, Kong, and Scar King. They had the 6-inch Godzilla, Kong, Scar King, and Titanus Doug and, with Zuko. And they finally had Shimo. It's the first time I'm seeing Shimo in like any of the 4 different Targets that are around my way. So, you know, I waited patiently. And, you know, while I love Playmates, they're not really, like, I don't look to order them online the same way I do with SH Monster Arts or Haya or something of that sort, you know. The fun part about Playmates is going into the store and getting them for the retail price where you get a nice figure for $9.99, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to order a 6-inch Playmate Shimo online for $40. Like, you know, that's just not happening. So I figured eventually the stores would have them in, and they did. And then, you know, Rubber Goji, I wanted it for the gimmick of it. I actually like the outer rubber layer of it, you know. And that's kind of why I bought it, not for the evolved version underneath, but the same thing, you know. I waited patiently for both of these two figures, and now I have them, and so let's dip into the reviews of each one of them. All right, so we're going to start off with Shimo first, and let me just say, you know, I'm happy to have this. I waited a long time for this. I wanted to complete the 6-inch set, and I just couldn't find this guy for a while, you know, and I really wasn't willing, like I said, to purchase him online, so I was quite surprised when I saw him there in Target today, and I picked him up right away. And I quite like him, you know. It's got its flaws, you know what I mean? Plain and simple. As far as, like, right off the bat would be the paint job, you know what I mean? It might have been nicer if it wasn't just pure white. You know what I mean? I mean, this thing is cocaine white right here. And also, you know, the crystals on his dorsal plates going into the Thagomizer are purple here. You know what I mean? And they weren't that in the film. They were like ice blue and with a little bit of white. So the color scheme is somewhat off. Although I do really like the way the purple looks and the way the dorsal plates, the crystals, and the Thagomizer look in general on the figure. You know what I mean? It looks nice. Call it a stylized approach, I guess. I've seen some people out there do some really nice repaints of this figure to make it a little more detailed. And if you can paint, that's cool. You know what I mean? Do it. Go ahead. Be my guest. I'm fine with it like this. You know what I mean? Of course, Haya Toys has a really nice Shimo figure that's on pre-order right now. I definitely intend on scooping that one. You know, because that just looks great. So, but, you know, there's nothing wrong with this guy. I've also seen a couple videos out there where they basically say that, you know, scaling-wise, this thing is incorrect. You know what I mean? Even though this is part of the 6-inch set, it's really the giant Shimo that scales correctly with the 6-inch Scar King, you know? So, and I'm not sure when they're going to have giant Shimo, but I will get them when they do, and I'll do a scaling video with 6-inch figures and 6-inch Scar King just to show you how that is. But anyway, I like this guy. This guy has a nice amount of detail on his body as far as the scaling goes, from his head and neck to his arms and legs and fingers and toes. You know, the purple is a nice shade of purple that goes down all the way to the tip of the tail. And his eyes are painted a nice ice blue. I like his teeth too. I think this figure probably looks better either with the mouth closed or with the ice blast, which I'll put in there because I don't know, if you've seen other reviews, I'll show you what happens when you open his mouth all the way. But yeah, let's do that. Let's give you a front view of him. All right, so this is how he looks like if you're looking at him straight away. Love the detail on his arms. Yeah. Quite nice. Now I'll show you what he looks like with the mouth open. So from the side, it's okay. You know what I mean? But if you look at it straight away, it's kind of weird. It's, you know, it's basically just a tongue painted in there, and the rest of it is all white. I'm assuming once you put the ice breath in there, you won't see that. But if you can see what I mean, the figure certainly looks better with the mouth closed. But we got some nice articulation, you know. Both arms and legs move. The mouth opens and closes. The head looks up and down. And the tail is on a nice ball joint, so you get some mobility out of that as well. So we'll let's put the ice breath in there, and we'll pose them in a few different poses for you guys. So yeah, I mean the ice blast, which is a nice ice blue color here, looks really good in his mouth. It takes care of that, the mouth being open, you know what I mean? I would definitely pose this guy with the ice breath in. Of course, you can make him look like he's walking. You just move his leg back. The tail, you could bring it all the way up like that, which is very, very nice. I like the figure, even if it's not 100% screen accurate as far as the colors are concerned. It still looks very nice, and it definitely conveys Shimo. So, you know, I have no complaints. Overall, it's a decent figure, you know what I mean? Could they have done better on the paint job and the colors? Probably. But that doesn't take away from it being a decent figure. Show you the ice breath from the front. Very nice. One thing this figure also does is he can stand on his hind legs. Basically make it look like he's shooting his ice breath in the air like he did in the movie, which is a nice touch. We never got to see him stand on his hind legs in the movie. I thought we were going to see that because we saw quite a bit of it with the figures and stuff like that leading up to the movie. So I thought it would be something he would wind up doing in the movie. Although he didn't, but it's nice that you could pose the figure this way. So in addition to the head turning, you could also swivel his feet to make it look like he's turning to the side, which is nice as well. So overall, you got some decent articulation on this figure, even if, you know, it's kind of wonky, but, you know, I like it. So overall, I'm fairly satisfied with them. You know, not one of the greatest figures they've ever done, but it's not terrible either. And it's nice to have the complete set, which I'll bring them out just to show you how the 6-inch set scales with each other. Like I said before, it's probably not the correct scaling, where the giant Shimo would probably scale better with the 6-inch Scar King, but whatever. I'm going to show you how they look anyway. And you can get Scar King to ride on top of him, which is very cool, you know. He actually fits there perfectly. So, you know, obviously you could see, you know, the scaling is completely off, but, you know, you could still make him ride him on the 6-inch ones. So that's pretty cool. All right, so this is the whole set here. You have Zuko with Titanus, Doug, Kong and Godzilla, Shimo and Scar King. And you could see, obviously, the scaling is off from how it was in the movie. But this is the complete 6-inch set right here. So, you know, it still looks nice posed on the shelf regardless. Rubber-dub-dub, Rubber Goji in the club. You can't ever hate on Rubber Goj. You know what I mean? I love this guy. I don't care how weird and messed up it is. Rubber Goji rules. I actually quite like the paint on the dorsal plates. You know, I'm digging the North Carolina blue and black right here. You know, that we saw this North Carolina blue on the Heat Ray Godzilla figure. So, and I really liked it there, and it looks nice. And of course, the eyes are fairly decent here where you get the North Carolina blue. There's a surprising amount of detail on this for a piece of rubber. Godzilla's skin looks pretty decent, you know. Give you the front view of it right there. Not bad, not bad. So, you know, like they say, look at that, the dorsal plates look really nice. Of course, it's not painted to the tip of the rubber tail, but, You know, it's kind of floppy, this rubber tail. But it's quite a nice job on the dorsal plates right here. I like that. So, you know what I mean? This is just a novelty act, right? You know what I'm saying? It's just, it's kind of a cool concept, whatever. And if you're a completist, it's part of the Playmate set. So you'll want to get them. And, you know, to me, they're charging like ridiculous prices for this guy online, you know? Like you just... You're better off just walking into a Target, and if they have it, grab it there, you know? So you're getting it cheaper. I don't know. I think this was maybe a $15.99 or something like that. It wasn't $9.99 like the 6-inch figures. I think it was $15.99. But, you know, if you order it online, you'll pay $40-50 for it. I see people selling. It's just crazy, some of the prices people are asking for these figures online, like, where I can't imagine anybody's really trying to buy figures for double and triple the prices on eBay and Amazon and Mercari and stuff like that. Then they're getting hit with tax, delivery fee, other fees, where, you know, even like with the hire, where they're selling $50 figures for $120 with all the fees and everything. You're talking about $150. Come on, man. You're selling it 3 times the price? That's ridiculous. I see, you know, there was a hire I wanted. I offered her $100 and she wouldn't take it. The offer was firm, you know, and it came out to like $156. I'm like, are you serious? It was for the Heat Ray Translucent. And there's a pre-order. It comes out in June for $50, you know. You're really going to charge people 3 times the price, you know, so... And especially with Playmates, where it's more fun when you walk into the store to get a Playmates, you know, where you feel really good about spending $9.99, $15.99, $25, whatever it is, and getting good quality figures, you know. And that's how you win with figure collecting. I really like the details on the rubber. Look, the gills look great. The detail on the skin here by the dorsal plates and on his legs. Really, really solid. You know, look, the hands are kind of big, but that's because they have to fit the other figure's hands in the middle of them. So, but let's see if I take this thing out of here. How about that right here? This is disturbing, man. This looks like Godzilla wearing a Godzilla suit for Halloween. Ever see those little kids with the alien suit behind them? Or it looks like the movie Alien, like Godzilla is hatching out of the stomach of another Godzilla. I don't know, weird, man, absolutely insane. It does seem to come out a little easier than I thought it did, though, so that's kind of cool. I should probably take him out of there, because he looks like a little different than the 6-inch. I don't think this is quite a 6-inch figure. I think it might be a little bit bigger than that. But and he looks like he's painted slightly different too. So I'm gonna actually take him out of there. Okay, so here we go. So surprisingly, it was fairly easy to get him out of there. So I was wrong about that. But I kind of like this Godzilla. It's got some good articulation. The arms on this actually move in and out as well as around, which they don't do on like the rest of the figures. So that's kind of cool. The arms can move out. And you have articulation in the feet, the legs, the arms, the head moves side to side. You're getting a little bit of a different paint job than the 6-inch. It's more of the paint job of like the Battle Roar, where it's kind of more reddish down to the tip of the Thagomizer, and up here too on these, which I think goes better with the translucent pink dorsal plates rather than the lighter pink that they use for the 6-inch. But I'll bring that out after to compare. But what's cool about this is you could basically have the rubber figure as a standalone figure. That's why it says 2 figures in 1, because it really is Rubber Goji moving on his own right there. Yeah, I'm going to do the scaling with the other one so we see how that stands. But this is a pretty cool Godzilla right here. I like the way it's done. It's painted a little bit differently also. You know, it's nice. Playmates figures are dope for the price. And this is kind of interesting and inventive, you know, to have a pre-evolved and an evolved form. Of course, you can see the difference in size, you know what I mean? That's why this guy, you know, had to be a little bit, had to be that much bigger so he could fit him inside, you know? But really cool. I'll tell you what, I'm really digging the articulation on this guy, especially the arms. Very, very nice here, you know? I like that. I haven't seen that. Playmates make the Godzilla arms move in and out like that. That's nice. They should do that with all of them. Give it a little bit more articulation. Give him articulation in the knees and the arms, just like this, and we would have a much nicer figure. Very, very cool. You know, love the way the gills are done here too. That's a highlight of the figure. The eyes are okay. Teeth are decent for a figure like this. Tongue's painted okay. This is a nice Godzilla figure, I'll tell you what. It's kind of hitting. I like the look of him. So here we go, another front view just to show you this guy's paint job. Love the scaling on the inside of the arms. Love the paint on the chest and neck. It's a nice color, you know. It's a nice gray with like a greenish, tannish, creamish color on his inside of his arms, chest, and neck. Really, really like it. Of course, this piece, this chest piece here is a little wonky. You got to play with it, you know, especially if it doesn't have the figure inside, you know, and it's just a boink, standalone piece of rubber. It pops out like that, you know, so you have to just get it back in correctly. But yeah, this is actually all in all pretty cool. Okay, so here it is with the 6-inch regular Godzilla, and so surprisingly, I thought that this Godzilla, this Titan Evolution Godzilla that was inside the suit was bigger, but no, it's actually this one. If you could see the slight difference, and it's also a bit of a different pose of Godzilla, but you could see the yogurty light pink that they used on the regular 6-inch Godzilla, where this is more of a reddish pink that I think maybe goes a little bit better with the dorsal plates. But I don't know. This is how they compare. I think maybe let me turn them front ways. The pose is a little bit different too, with the regular 6-inch leg goes back a little bit, and this one is kind of both next to each other. But I think that the paint and the detail is a little bit more well done on the Titan Evolution Godzilla's chest, you know. It's nice on this one as well, but I think it's a little bit more detailed on it. It brings out the details a little bit better on this one. As far as like the mouth and the eyes and the tongue, they're pretty much, you know, the same on both figures. But you don't get the arms going in and out on this one the way you do here. So, but that's how they compare. Now, I just wanted to show you Rubber Goji with the Heat Ray Goji. How you could see, you know, the North Carolina blue paint is fairly similar on both of them. And I really like that color on a almost black Godzilla figure, because both of these, this is just a black piece of rubber. This one is black. So that really makes the dorsal plates stand out and pop out, that North Carolina blue. And here is basically how he scales with Kong, which I think that's pretty good scaling, you know. Maybe a little bit better with the regular 6-inch, but it still works and looks nice. And here's how he scales with the 6-inch Scar King. And with the 6-inch Shimo. Pretty, pretty cool, folks. Playmates, man, doing a good job. And I hope that they even, you know, take a step up and improve upon this. You know, maybe just get a little bit more articulation in these figures and a tad bit better paint job with some of them. And we'll be rocking and rolling, you know. But, you know, Playmates offers you a good solid figure for an affordable price that you could collect the same way you collect other expensive figures. You know, people are selling these for crazy prices online, you know, so people are collecting them the same way as they are the high-end stuff. And that's because they're well-done figures for the price. So if you miss it in the store, some people are willing to overpay online for them. So, but they look good together here. So easy to get them out, not as easy to get them back in there, but I did manage to do it. I don't think I'll take them back out just because I don't want to rip the rubber, and I really, really like the look of the outside of this figure. Plus, I have the other 6-inch Godzilla already, so I'm good. What I also noticed is you could do some arm articulation while he's in the rubber part of the suit. You can, because his arms move out, you can have him with an open arm pose. So that's kind of dope right there. So yeah, this is, as a novelty, this is cool. It's something to own, and I like it, you know, just to be a completist with the Godzilla X Kong Playmate set. So, you know, I do recommend it for the price if you get it for the retail price in the store. So, all right, folks. So there we go. Another 2 more decent figures from Playmates. This is my 4th haul for the Godzilla X Kong Playmates toys. So, you know, I'm happy to get these guys, and I dig Playmates, and I dig what they do for the price they do it at. I do certainly recommend these. Go out, get you some Shimo, get you some Titan Evolution Godzilla, baby. And until we meet again, I'll be back with another review soon. Peace out.